Hey, what is going on, guys? TalkNorwichCity here, back for my predicted 11 ahead of this week's game against Chelsea. Tuesday night at Carrow Road. I'm buzzing for it. But as always, we need to pick a starting 11 that I think will win. But I know nothing, so it probably won't win. But here we go. Dual camera set up there and there, recording this lovely old job. So, in goal, once again, John Ruddy. Very critical of him about 6 weeks ago, but I think he's come back really strong. I think it was right to drop him. And I think it was right to bring Declan Rudd in. Declan Rudd had a decent spell, but it's time for the big man to step back up to the plate and lead us over the relegation fight line. So I'm really excited to see John Ruddy back in there, and let's hope he's back to his best form, because we all know on his day, he's a fantastic goalkeeper. In at right back, this is a very tough one to choose actually, but I'm going with Ivo Pinto. Probably the most attacking right back I think I've ever witnessed. It was a strange signing. I mean, usually he's bombing up here like there's no tomorrow. Is he a decent right back? I'm not sure. We need to tell him to actually stay back in this game, because if not, you're going to have Willian coming in, you're going to have Pedro, you've got Oscar, you've got Costa. There's going to be all kinds of trouble, much like that the Liverpool game where we conceded 5 goals and Pinto was to blame for a couple of them. So let's hope Pinto actually defends this time. The centre-back pairing, there's literally no reason why it shouldn't be this. Ryan Bennett and Tim Close. I said when you get Ryan Bennett back in that team, it's going to look more solid. What happened? We defended really well against Leicester. So for me, that's the centre-back pair. I think Tim Close, although he hasn't been amazing, like he hasn't been £10 million amazing, he certainly solidified that back line slightly. And I think we look better with him in there. Next to Bennett, who's good in the air, he's good on the floor. He's more solid than Basong, in my opinion. And then in at left back, I'm going to go with Olsen. So an unchanged back line from Leicester. And I think that's fairly fair, because I think we defended, for the majority, very well against Leicester. So, the midfield, I'm going to go all out. Nathan Redmond on the right, might as well. In the middle, I'm going to go with Howson and Tete, because that's a fantastic central midfield partnership. And on the left-hand side, Robbie Brady. For me, that midfield is a top 10 midfield. That is a very talented and very solid midfield line. I'm very proud to say that Norwich City have that midfield line. You've got Brady, who's great at going forwards, but also puts in a solid defensive shift. That's brilliant. You've got Alex Tete drops deep. You got Johnny Howson, who he just literally does everything. I think Johnny Howson's my favourite player at Norwich City at the moment. He has been absolutely exceptional as Johnny Howson been this season. Probably our player of the season so far. And Redmond, well, on his day, he can beat any team on his own. Not on his day, it's pretty painful to watch. But let's hope he is on his day. You've got Pinto overlapping in here. You've got Redmond bombing on, trying to whip in crosses. I think on this midfield, if they all play well, can cause damage. And this is where the game's going to be won in the midfield. We need to completely get Fabregas out of the game. We need to get Matic out of the game if he's playing. I was speaking to 100% Chelsea, and they said just get the defensive midfield partners out of the game. Once they're gone, the link-up play between the forward line and the back line is completely gone. Tete and Howson have a massive role to play in this game, and they're going to be the two players who win it for us. In the central attacking midfield position, I'm going to go with Stephen Naismith. In behind, Dia Mercy and Mbakani. Now, it's a real shame that Patrick Bamford can't play this game, because I would have gone with Patrick Bamford in this. I think Mbakani is a good striker, not a great striker. I don't think Cameron Jerome's good enough, so I would have gone with Bamford. I think he'd probably score some goals for us, but he does need regular game time. But Mbakani is certainly not a bad replacement, and one I'm very happy to have at Norwich City. So yeah, that's a pretty solid team. You've got Naismith in behind, who can cause problems. Let's not forget, he did score a hat-trick against Chelsea earlier in the season for Everton, so he's going to have good memories. But this is a very good team. The only bit I'm worried about is that right-hand side with Pinto and Redmond. That could be very dangerous, and that could be where Willian, Pedro, Oscar and Costa get some rewards. But if Pinto's disciplined, if Redmond does his defensive duties, that's fantastic on the counter-attack. So, there's fours and negatives for this. But I think that's a team capable of beating a Chelsea side. Anyway, let me know your starting 11. If you get the starting 11 right, I'll give some stickers away. I just love giving stickers away, and I love seeing them stuck around ground. So leave your starting 11s in. Do you agree with this? Do you disagree? What do you think about Pinto? Who would you play up top? Yeah, I think that's probably the two main talking points of this video. So thank you so much for watching. I've been Talk Norwich City. Leave it a like, share it about with your Norwich City supporting friends, all your Ipswich mates. Share it about with them. Get them on board the journey. Thanks very much for watching, and peace out.